Hello friend, welcome back to Auto Resource YouTube channel. I've got very excited today. I got delivered this 2007 Jetta 2.5. This is Wolfsburg edition. Bought it from Copart. It has a salvage title and I'm really happy. So far it seems to be in good shape. There is the damage, that's why it was salvaged. There's like a shallow scrapes and dents on this side. Well, what do you think I first checked when I opened the hood, right? Everybody knows. I checked the engine oil. And I knew there is some, right? There is a windshield sticker. Also, there's no warning light lit, but unfortunately, when I pulled it out, the dipstick is completely dry. So what it means? Immediately, the first thing, number one, without driving it anywhere or going for test drive, I have to replace engine oil. And that's obviously opportunity for me to create another video for this Auto Resource channel. So what I normally do, I will fully warm up the engine, right, so the oil is nicely flowing out. Then I will come here, shut off the engine. I will always pull slightly the dipstick and I will open this cover and leave it right here so the engine can really nicely flow out in my catching pan. After lifting her up in the air, I put the lights there so you can see correctly. Here will be that engine oil pan with the drain plug, but filter, it's hidden there, so I will continue with removing this plastic shield. To do that, you need a little Torx T25 tool, right? These are all these small screws. So I'm using my power tool and that little Torx. And I will go all around to get rid of this shield. After I did that, I should be able to move it this direction backwards, right? And sure enough, here you go, the shield is off, right? And we will have access to that engine oil filter housing and the filter inside later. By the way, this is my first opportunity ever. Look up here and maybe, just maybe, I have lucked out because everything seems to be in the decent shape. I didn't drive it yet. I'm not sure how that automatic transmission works, if it will need any service, but so far so good. So cross fingers that this will be a good one and we will have a bunch of nice content for this channel. I am really curious how much oil is left in that engine and what is the condition. So I clean this catching pan, which I normally just get it in my caddy, but here I will catch it in this pan and we can look together and evaluate what is condition of this oil, and that tells us a little bit about the engine, right? To remove the drain plug on this Volkswagen, right? You need a 19mm socket. That's what Volkswagen is using. So let's break it loose and see what will come out of this engine. I'm really curious, trust me. Come on, oh yeah. So it's not much pressure, right? It's pretty thick, and it was 0W40 regarding that sticker, that window sticker I just peeled off, said that the previous person put their 0W40. Is that right or that's a wrong engine oil? And I equipped myself with correct info. What is funny, the Jetta came today and the service manual also came today in the mail. But I have also the owner's manual, right, which came, fortunately the whole thing was in the glove box. So that says you're supposed to use synthetic 5W40. If not available, you can use synthetic 5W30. This one says right? That you supposed to use 5W40. If not available, where was it? You can use 0W40 or 5W30 synthetic oil. Both manuals says that with changing engine oil filter we will need 6.3 US quarts. So I'm letting it drain as much as possible, right? It's really important for me. I wanna have this engine new beginning. I would like to take good care of this car, so I will let it drip for another at least 15 minutes, and then we will measure together how much or how little of oil came out. Another interesting thing for you about this drain plug, that manual, right, that Bentley publisher says that washer is integrated with the drain plug, therefore it must be replaced. It must be replaced. There's no way you will do the oil change and not replace that entire drained bolt. Well, look, somebody put another washer here. I can tell you it wasn't leaking at all. It was perfectly sealing, so I will go with it. The torque number, it's 30 Newton meters for this drain plug. If you are watching this video, you probably watch it because you would like to do it yourself. And I'm assuming you don't have an expensive torque wrench, which will do that 30 Newton meters, right? So I will tell you this, use common sense, right? Use only small ratchet, don't use the big one, because that's easy to strip that bolt, and just carefully tighten it. But it needs to be snug, right? You don't want that bolt fall out, so snug, but don't damage that engine oil pan. That will be a problem. So I have it snug. I know it will not fall off, and now we finally can look on that used engine oil. And now I finally see it in the bright light, and I also see how little I have. So I don't understand why people don't take care of their own vehicles. This is really burnt engine oil. It almost feels thick like conventional, despite the fact it's supposed to be nicely like a thinner full synthetic oil. That's really bad. And I felt how light this can is. Let's go and measure what came out. And I'm doing this for my curiosity and your entertainment, right? It looks that that engine survived. So far I don't see any metal shavings in that oil, but we can find it on the bottom of the pan. But it was running on really low, yet the low oil warning light was not on. So it was not touching the dipstick, but the warning light was not on. And you will see, this is nasty. It's really black and bad. When I will lift the camcorder, which I can probably do right now. Oh, I'm sorry. It's jumping. Look how black it is. Right? Fortunately, as I said, I don't see any shavings. What about what is in this catching pan? How much we have there? Can I zoom on it while I'm holding it? What is it? Oh my God. What came out? It's 3 liters, which is probably 3.2 quarts. Consider that this fill is supposed to be 6.3. It was running with only half of the engine oil. Well, that's too bad, and I hope there are not damages to the engine. Now I need to deal with the engine oil filter, right? So Volkswagen prepared here for you a drain valve to make less mess when you are removing that filter housing, right? I don't have this tool, so I will deal with it differently. I will make sure that I clean everything above here around, right? Because I will be removing that housing. And if I'm strong enough, I should be able to remove even this whole housing by the hand only. There is a area here, right, for a special wrench. This one has a 15 flats if you want to buy that wrench for yourself. But if the previous technician didn't overtide it, I will release it by the hand. It should be only 25 Newton meters anyway. Yeah, and I think I got lucky. The previous technician, whoever did that, or the owner, didn't overtide it. And look at it. It nicely is coming off. I should raise the sketching down a little bit so it's not splattering later. But now I should be able to take it off and get finally to the filter. You see that? If you had that special draining tool, this was able to be avoided. And oh my goodness, that muck, that blackness of it, it's so bad. It's so thick. This is really, really great. We are doing it immediately without driving this vehicle. Look at inside how bad it is, right? It's absolutely thick and black. You should see the filter. I will show it in a second. Here you will be able to see how the filter is bad, right? This is really nasty. Made in Korea. It's a SDP, so it was aftermarket. Definitely not a Volkswagen product. It's kind of bent, the whole thing. Not good, definitely not good. Here is the housing, and there needs to be a O-ring, which we will be replacing to making sure that this whole thing won't be leaking in the future. So I got the new filter delivered. This is just a cheap micro guard. Once again, this is special situation, more like emergency here, right? And here is the new gasket, what I'm talking about, right? If you look here, there's this tab here, and you can see it also right here. So I will need a needle nose pliers, right, to grab that. I will show you right in a second. So here is the tab. I need to grab it and pull the old gasket out, and it's pretty hardened and it's kind of sticky, so definitely good idea to take the new one and paying attention, put it in that groove where it belongs, right? You see it there? This is really, really important. If you put it not correctly in, well, guess what will happen? You will fill it up with the engine oil, will start it up, and you will have a leak. So please pay attention when you're doing this, right? Only after that I will put that filter there, and I was able to remove it by the hand because it wasn't overtied, and I will go ahead and just install it by the hand too, and that's it. Again, pay attention, there's this cooling hose a little bit in the way, so I pushed it on the side by the hand. And look at it. Alright, paying attention to the details, and nicely go all the way in. I don't want to create for myself any problems. I'm observing the housing. I can see it actually came all the way to the engine part of housing. Oh yeah, and that's it. It perfectly came to the end. I didn't mess up with this valve, again, to prevent any leaks in the future. So basically, right now, I'm done here. This is installed correctly. I could put that shield back, but I will keep working on this car pretty soon. I'm expecting checking the transmission fluid and so on. So I'm not going to put that shield back right now. That will be waste of time. Let's go and fill her up. So now it's time to fill up the engine with the new oil. So I will use the funnel to minimize the spills, and the oil everybody should use that 5W40, right, full synthetic, which is 6.3 quarts. I don't have it at my shop, and I have ton of this 5W30 from Costco, which has a absolutely great price. I have that weird situation, right? I even don't know if the car is good. So I will go with that since it's allowed to be used. If you look on the norms on it, it can be used. This is super affordable. Can highly recommend it to anybody. So I will go ahead and pour 6 quarts here. And we know it takes 6.3, right? So I should be totally safe to pour 6 and then start measuring and worrying about the level after that. After pouring 6 quarts, where do you think will be the level on the dipstick? I should dry it, right? It was completely dry, but whatever. Let's wipe it off again and let's see where will be the level. Will it be touching the top with the 6 quarts? Let's see together. Okay, and the level of the oil is above top, right? It's all the way here, the top line is here, which is okay because when we will start it up, the oil will spread through the engine and the level will go slightly down. So I know I can safely operate this engine, right? I can start her up, go and check for the leaks, look underneath and everywhere. Sounds very nice to me. I like it. The idle is nicely going down, right? I already look underneath it. I don't see any engine oil leaks. So this is good. I think she sounds very happy. The engine's idling good. And maybe, just maybe, I will be able to go for my first test drive. See if this automatic tranny, right, works correctly and so on. Obviously I will put a windshield sticker for a reminder and reset that maintenance system in the vehicle. And I will probably put that in different videos. So thank you for watching. I hope you find this video helpful and please subscribe because I will film more about this vehicle in the future on this channel. See you later, my friend.